From the headlines that move us
to the plays on the field and people making a difference.
It's news, sports, and stories that keep our community alive.
This is the heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
I'm Christopher Ingram.
And I'm Nancy Alexander, filling in for Serena Fazan, who...
She's just off gallivanting today, having a good
Did
time.
she say shopping day?
Nah, she's working. She's working.
Oh,
couldn't
she is
be here
working.
today. Yeah.
She's legit working?
She's legit working.
And you have proof of this?
I take her for her word.
Not that I would take a sister down a peg. I'm sure she's working.
No, she's working. And I appreciate you coming in and joining us here today.
It's my
for
pleasure.
Ree.
It's always fun.
We do have a good time.
It's always
You're
fun.
a blast.
And anytime there's
Lights, camera, action.
and a camera without a lens cap on, I'm there. And a microphone, it's my kind of fun.
All right, so Nancy, we got about 6 stories we're going to talk about today. One of them is very serious. It's about the property tax repeal amendment that's being
yes.
considered in Florida. We're going to talk about that. And then we've got 5 other stories we're going to talk about. One of them is not true. And I think...
Is this a game show?
It's kind of like a game show. And I think you haven't read all of these, so
I
you
never
don't
read
know,
them in advance.
You don't know which one is not true. So I will clue you in.
No, I don't.
All right.
I do not know.
Okay, so let's talk property tax repeal. So there's
Mm-hmm.
an amendment that the legislature is pushing that if it passes the state Senate, that it will then go before voters in November. And if 60% of voters say yes, then this proposal to basically phase out ad valorem property taxes on the non-school portion of your local property taxes could become a reality. What are your thoughts on that?
Would this be first nationwide?
I don't know. I think there are other states that don't have property taxes, but they have income taxes, and some states have both. Florida would probably be one of a very few, because I think there are only about 7 states that don't have any income tax.
Yes.
So to have no income tax and no property tax, my question is,
we're flush with cash.
Right. I'm a fiscal conservative, and I
budget
do not
is
like
fat.
taxes, but this whole proposal I have an issue with, because here's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. When you cut taxes from one group, it means another group has to make up those taxes, unless you're just going to completely cut services, which never happens.
Sometimes that's where innovation comes in.
Yeah, well, how do you think they're going to innovate here? Because we already don't have an income tax. They're talking about getting rid of the property taxes. How are you going to make up for that? It's
Save the
tens
empties.
of billions,
What do you think?
hundreds of billions of dollars. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. And again, as I said, if you cut property taxes for primary home, homesteaded homeowners, then they're going to have to make it up on the backs of businesses, people that have second homes that they might rent out or use as a vacation property. They're going to have to pay more in those taxes, and that is ultimately going to have a negative impact on our economy.
You don't like this idea.
I don't like taxes, but I don't think this is the solution. And if you start cutting local, municipal, city, and county budgets at the level that this would probably require, we're going to lose all sorts of services. And think about, there's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse in government, but there are a lot of essentials as well. Roads, bridges, sewers, storm infrastructure, libraries, parks, those kinds of things. Say goodbye to all of those things if you get rid of property taxes.
I think if you got rid of all the fraud, we probably wouldn't need property taxes either.
Well, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse out there.
There's that.
I just had a terrible experience with the city of St. Petersburg. I just moved to St. Pete about 2.5 months ago.
You did?
Yeah, and I had to...
Welcome to the
Thank
room.
you. I love it over here. But the city of St. Petersburg water department is the most woefully inadequate, inept bunch of buffoons being run by organization I've ever experienced. Trying to get someone on the phone and to take a report on something and to go out and take action for a customer, it took 2 weeks to get somebody out there to turn my water for my non-potable water for my sprinkler system. And I called and left messages literally for 2 weeks before I finally got someone who actually answered their phone.
They were at
and
my
took
house
my call.
trying to get me to pay my bill.
Well, shame on you. Yeah, they're probably all out there doing bill collections, huh?
I get the pink slip every other month.
Because you forget.
It says that I owe for the month prior.
Why don't you set it up on auto pay?
Well, that's some heavy adulting right there.
Okay, let's get back to taxes real quick.
Okay.
We won't belabor this subject, but what are your overall thoughts on repealing property taxes in the state of Florida, which would require a constitutional amendment that voters will have to approve?
I understand. I'm ambivalent to form a strong opinion I haven't researched it enough. Although, from space, it looks like we could possibly survive without them. If innovation and the private sector picks up the slack.
Yeah.
Where, there are things like charities.
Yeah, well. But charities aren't going to pave our roads. They're not going to build our schools and libraries.
No.
I see your point, but I think that, big picture, and it's interesting. I like what you said. You said that you haven't had a chance to research it. Well, former state senator Jeff Brandes was kind of critical of Governor DeSantis, and Brandes is a Republican also, and he said, I think that it's very intentional that they haven't announced the special session date. So there's going to have to be a special session to bring the legislature back to vote on this to get it on the ballot in November. And the governor has not announced the date of that special session. And Jeff Brandes suspects that the governor is doing that on purpose so people don't have much time to evaluate the proposal, so that once it gets approved and it gets on the ballot, there'll only be a few weeks and it'll get passed.
There's an agenda.
Yeah, there's an agenda.
Yes,
Can't trust the politicians.
Yeah, but imagine living in New York I think they pay taxes on taxes.
Yeah, right.
In New York.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Right?
That's why they all moved down here.
Yeah. Now imagine if we have no property tax either. Yeah. Eventually, the welcome to Florida sign when you come in from Georgia is going to say no occupancy.
Yeah, right. Or it's going to say welcome to Southern New York, because all the New Yorkers are going to be down here.
I mean, we're going to run out of room.
All right. Do you have any predictions on if this passes the legislature?
I don't think it's going to pass.
You don't think it'll pass?
No.
Okay.
No, because one thing government will never give up is money.
Right, but the legislature, the Republicans in the legislature, who hold a very strong majority in both chambers, and the governor's behind this, it's more than likely going to get on the ballot. Okay, so let's just assume that it's on the ballot in November. Do you think 60%, because it requires 60% of voter approval, do you think it'll get approved?
No, I don't.
Okay, good.
I don't.
I hope that you're right, but I actually think the opposite. I think that voters are so stupid they'll pass it.
By the way, I am merely intuiting that.
Okay.
I think that the voices of the forever needy, I don't mean people in need.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean agencies in need. The budgets never get smaller.
Right. No, they only get bigger. Yeah.
So,
so you think they'll kind of collectively work against the proposal and advertisements to inform people?
Once you have separated the money from the taxpayer,
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
All right, enough about taxes.
Okay.
All right, now we have 5 other stories, as I said earlier, that are all kind of a little bit different, off the wall, which we like. That's fun.
Yeah.
One of them is not true.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to start with gingers. You know what a ginger is, right?
Of course I know what a ginger is.
I'm dating a ginger. My girlfriend's a ginger. We're talking about redheads.
Yeah.
And
South Park made that phrase popular.
Is that right?
Redheads.
Ginger
Yes.
for redhead?
In England, they've always called them
gingers, right. Okay, so gingers, who are kind of rare by most accounts, right? Natural redheads. They're actually on the rise, according to scientists.
And I don't understand the science, because everything about a redhead is recessive.
Right.
Their hair color, freckles. I have a daughter-in-law who is a ginger with blue eyes, which is less than 1% of the globe's population. Yeah. She's really rare.
Okay, so here's what they're saying. The scientists that are
with global warming, you would think that we would need more melanin.
They're saying that that it is on the rise because we as humans are evolving. And that it is, even though it's a recessive trait, that it is a trait that has certain benefits. And, I guess we could
high
debate.
Sex drive.
Well, that's actually one of them. How about that? Did you know that?
My mother's redhead.
Yeah, they say that high sex drive.
I mentioned I was the youngest of 5.
More sexually active, and have more lifetime partners, and have sex at least 1 time more per week than non-gingers / redheads. How about that?
I think I'm stopping at the drugstore on the way home.
You're gonna get a bottle.
I'm gonna get me some red hair.
Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. But so they say that yes, it's actually an evolutionary trait that we are evolving to be more redheads in our society because there is some certain benefit to it. In addition to the sexual part, they say that this human genome sequencing they did of 5,822 ancient people, like their remains, and they determined through genome sequencing that they were redheads. And then they did 6,438 modern humans, and they concluded that there is an increase in the rate of redheads overall.
And 20 years ago, they predicted that redheads would be extinct.
Right, I remember that. Right? Well, just like acid rain was going to be the end-all be-all of the world too. You know, we get fed all these crazy things. There's always somebody behind it that's pushing a product.
They say, and then they change their mind.
Or they get disproven.
Yeah, but I'm everything about a redhead is recessive. I don't get that science.
Yeah.
For instance, my boy's father, black hair, olive skin. I didn't stand a chance of having my kid because everything about me is recessive. I'm even left-handed. But the second one popped out blonde and blue, just like his mama. So it can't happen.
It can't.
It just.
It's just the math doesn't quite add up in your mind.
Yeah, it hasn't quite caught up yet.
Well,
but
we'll see. They say that redheads are more prone to temperature changes, like hot and cold, in addition to the other things that we talked about. So that there are certain, and I think they're more susceptible or more perceptive of pain as well.
Again, I go back to the fact that they are so lacking in melanin.
Right.
And everyone, the Earth's population tends to gravitate towards the equator.
The warm, yeah.
To warm climates. So
we'll see.
I'm not convinced.
All right. Well,
I think a scientist is wrong.
Hey, remember, 5 stories, one of them's fake. Maybe that could be it. All right.
Right.
All right. So here's another one.
My blonde hair's not fake.
Not yet. Neither is mine. Nicotine being good for you. There are groups and influencers out there who are saying that nicotine, particularly nicotine, not cigarettes, but or vaping, but nicotine in the form of like patches or pouches rather that you put in your mouth, or
nicotine,
lozenges.
All the enes.
That there are benefits to it.
Like what?
To include, some of these are claims, right? Now, medical science and scientific researchers are all saying this is bogus. But there are groups out there, the Make America Healthy Again group, and Robert Kennedy, who's the health secretary, he is a member of this not member, but he's kind of part of it.
Yeah.
And he actually also has made comments apparently that doing nicotine patches in your mouth and between your gum and lips can be helpful to you.
Well, it probably reduces your appetite.
Well, it could reduce your appetite,
first thing.
and it does make you a little perkier. Right?
Okay.
Nicotine does. It has that kind of a temporary kind of high effect and cognitive, maybe more awareness. But researchers and scientists all say that the negative benefits of nicotine far outweigh any benefit to it. Now, one of the interesting people who is pro-nicotine and has kind of been an advocate for it is Tucker Carlson, who said that the pouches have been life-saving to him, and he felt like he had been touched by the hand of God in his central nervous system when he used nicotine pouches. And by the way, I think I read that he has an interest in a nicotine pouch company.
I think God was holding a 10-foot pole when he touched Tucker Carlson.
I wonder where he hit him.
Tobacco is a vegetable.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to eat tobacco leaves, but
nicotine
I'm not going to put it on my salad, that's for sure.
That's what the filter from a cigarette is good for.
Right.
Yeah.
Eat it and put it on your salad.
Yes.
Yeah.
You take the tobacco and sprinkle it like Parmesan. It's a vegetable. I looked it up. I get all my science from TikTok.
TikTok. Well, I think a lot of people do. And a lot of people are being very famous, and they're unfortunately influencing a lot of idiots out there who think that anything that they see on social media must be true.
When I hear the term influencer, it immediately peaks my annoyance meter in red.
Because like what you're an influencer, it basically means I have no degree and no authority. I'm just giving my opinion on this particular subject.
I'm just showing up and hawking some stuff from the TikTok store, and I worked out an algorithm, and I'm making 50 grand a month, and it'll all be gone before I'm 23.
Right? I think you got it.
That's how it
Okay,
goes.
next
Okay.
story.
Yes.
There's a man, I have to look at my notes here. There's a man from Denver. I'm not going to tell you his name because it's not really relevant. But he works for this company, has an at-home, work-from-home job. And he recorded a 35-minute video of himself acting like he's participating in a Zoom call.
This is genius.
And it was on a loop. And he did it in 2024. And he had in this 30-some-odd minute video, there were instances
I thought
where
it was going to be the he's not wearing pants.
No. He's like trying to fool his bosses. And there are, instances where he like nods his head.
Right.
Couple when he chews on a pen for a second, takes a sip of water.
Genius, boss.
Yeah, right. He's looking like he's all into participating in the video,
He wasn't there.
Well, it turns out that after some, this has been going on for 2 years now, after some 870 times that he used this video with his employer, somebody finally asked him a question. After 870 appearances, they asked him a question, and they noticed that he didn't give an answer. And so they asked him again, and he started nodding his head, but didn't give an answer. And then they researched it, and they realized that through their recorded Zoom call archive, that he was indeed wearing the same sweater, had the same haircut, was in the same background. The same banana was even on the counter
Can
for
you imagine
870 episodes or 870 Zoom recordings.
And he gets asked one question out of all those meetings.
And he doesn't
I
answer.
guess he's not essential
870,
personnel.
one question. Yeah, they said he participated in things like client calls and staff meetings and even an announcement about layoffs. And he was on this video and nobody really noticed he was there. What I want to know is like, why are they paying this guy if he's clearly doing no work? And what does it say about his bosses? What does it say about his bosses? They don't even notice.
That's the kind of guy that I would have liked the Doge boss, Elon Musk.
Yeah, right. You go after it.
Just give me a paragraph of what you did today.
I mean,
give me a paragraph of what you did in, say, 24.
Well, I think, you also got to give him credit, right? I mean, he was a little inventive and genius, right? He's getting paid for doing nothing. It's like, but yeah, I get what you're saying. You know why government bureaucrats don't count ceiling tiles in the morning?
Why?
So they'll have something to do in the afternoon. Bada boom.
Yeah.
This guy was counting ceiling tiles or doing something, but actually he was doing something better. I forget exactly what they said, but they did.
Was
they
he
finally
a bureaucrat
busted
by
him.
chance?
No, he worked for a private company.
Oh, it's a private company.
But they finally busted him, and they realized he was like at the dog park with his dog when this video of the loop video was running.
Yeah, I'd have a lot of fun firing that guy. I would. And then I'd invite him back into my office just to fire him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's watch some of these old videos.
Yeah, I really, when you're accepting the contract that you're taking the paycheck and depositing it.
Yeah. We expect something in return. Yeah.
It's not unfair to ask for some work in return.
Well, 2 years. 2 years before they realized it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I see why you thought it was government, though, because, in the private sector, you wouldn't think you'd get away with that for 2 years, right?
No, but I wonder who does his laundry.
I caught an employee asleep at his desk one time, and I fired him that day.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was like, you're done.
Good for you.
Get out of here. I don't care what your excuse is.
Yeah, if you can't suit up, don't come.
Yeah, you should have just called in sick. Don't come if you're hungover, tired, sick, whatever. You're sleeping at your desk. I'm paying you to do nothing. Get out of here.
That's correct.
All right, next story. Do you get migraine headaches by any chance?
I get atomic headaches, but they're not migraine.
Okay. Atomic.
They're the result of an injury.
Oh, okay.
So I have like hardware in my neck that causes these. And cadaver, I have 2 dead guy bonds in my neck.
No kidding, really?
From a parade accident.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Here in Tampa.
Yeah.
On the Gasparilla Parade?
No, it was St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day Parade. Okay.
In Ybor.
In Ybor. Ybor does a parade.
But I hear migraines are just...
Yeah, they're bad. My girlfriend gets them, and they're very debilitating. My stepmom got them, and they will knock you out for days, and to the point where like you just want to go into your bedroom, turn off all the lights, close all the blinds, and just like stick your head under the pillow.
Simply awful.
Yeah, your head's just like blowing up.
And is that hereditary?
I don't know if it is or not. I used to get headaches when I was in high school, but I really don't get headaches anymore. But I remember how bad they were, just like a regular headache. And yeah, I can't imagine having a migraine.
Does your girlfriend take anything for it?
She does. When she feels one coming on, she has a prescription for it.
Because in the conga line of drugs that are advertised on TV, it sounds like there's been some progress made with migraine medicine.
Yeah. I think if they take it at its onset, like when you start to feel it at first, I think that it really helps. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Anyhow, there's been a study that has come out and said that migraine headaches, there's a huge correlation to the onset of migraine headaches based on rush hour traffic conditions where you're breathing a lot of fumes and the weather. That the weather and the fumes from car exhaust in rush hour traffic are a huge cause of migraine headaches.
That guy with the Zoom call probably never suffered a migraine headache.
Well, he worked from home, so he didn't have that.
Well, that's true. But he doesn't travel anywhere. So what is to be done? Is this conclusive?
I don't know. Well, it's science that they've done this study. They researched, it was done in Israel, and they evaluated 7,000 migraine headache sufferers for over 21 years. And they got them to report on the onset of their headaches and the conditions and whatnot. And this is the correlation that they came up with, that you're like 41% more likely to get a migraine if you're sitting in traffic breathing heavy fumes in the summertime.
Okay.
So keep
and
your...
the relationship between the pollution and the temperature.
Yeah, I guess because pollution is worse at different weather conditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Now remember, one of these stories is not true.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that wasn't a hint. I'm just reminding you. Right. We got one more.
Okay.
Okay, in Beijing, China.
I'll believe anything.
You know.
I'm
well, I got some swampland I'm going to sell you after the show's over.
You know why I'm not offended by blonde jokes?
Why?
Because I don't understand them.
A true blonde. Okay, in Beijing, they had a contest among robot manufacturing companies who could build the robot that was human-like. In other words, had the body structure, resemblance of a human.
Did you see, excuse me for interrupting.
Go right ahead.
Did you see, about a month ago, there was a restaurant robot.
Restaurant robot, huh?
Yes, in Japan.
Okay.
That glitched and kept doing this. I guess
I missed that one.
You missed that. But it's physical machinations.
Were human-like.
Were a little vulgar.
Oh, really? Oh, was it doing a little twerking in the restaurant? Huh. Interesting. Those Japanese.
My cats might be watching. I don't want to talk like that in front of them. But
okay, so there's this company, there's this contest in China, robot manufacturing companies that build human-like robots, and the contest was to see who could build the robot that runs the fastest, like a human, like on two robot feet. And a year ago, it took the fastest robot like 2 hours and 40 minutes to run a 13-mile race. Okay. Still, that's pretty good. Like, I couldn't run 13 miles. I couldn't run 13 miles in 2 hours and 40 minutes, nor would I want to. So let the robots do the running. I'm perfectly fine with that. But this robot, this year, that was last year. This year, the fastest robot came in at 50 minutes and 26 seconds, beating the fastest human being, which is Jacob Kiplimo of Uganda, who ran 13 miles in 57 minutes.
That robot should be tested.
For what?
He's juicing.
He's juicing?
Clearly.
Get a little bit of robot juice and go hit that run. Wow.
He's hitting up WD-40 or something. And it makes
the WD-40.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He's shooting up with some sort of... That is... What's a good time for a mile? So I have
7-minute mile.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like to run.
And it has...
Do you like to run?
No.
Not me either. If my house were on fire, I'd walk out the door.
No, I'm a Stairmaster.
You do the Stairmaster?
Kind of a person. I've got a Peloton that has...
a lot of clothes on it?
No, that's the chair. It's my bedroom chair.
You actually use your Peloton?
I hear people actually sit in chairs in their bedroom. I put clean laundry in.
Gotcha. What do you do with your Peloton? Do you use it?
Well, it's got a cup holder and an ashtray, so I use it a lot.
A cup holder and an ashtray. You're a mess. You know that?
I do it for your entertainment.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you being here today.
It's my pleasure.
Now, I got to ask you, which one of the 5 stories do you think is the fake story? Was it the ginger story, the nicotine is good for you story, the Zoom loop story, the rush hour headache story, or the human robot running faster than a human being?
More gingers in the world makes no scientific sense to me.
You're going with no gingers.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
I would phone a friend, but I don't have
You don't have any friends?
No.
Come on, Nancy. I'll be your friend.
I'll call you.
I'll give you a hint. I'm going to give you a hint.
I'll text you right now.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
That ain't it. That story is true. So you want to take another guess?
Oh, gosh. How about Scooter with the 2-year-long video on Zoom?
The Zoom loop video story?
Yes.
You are correct. That's
Oh my
bullshit. It was total BS.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I
good
never
one.
won anything.
Right. Can you imagine? I mean, I could see this happening a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
But 870 times was the report of this bogus story that, I mean, his bosses are sitting there and he's got the same banana in the background, same haircut, same sweater. Yeah, that was BS.
Same scrambled egg stain on
Yeah,
his tie.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. You had a
Okay.
good sniffer, but that was BS. And I thank you for being here.
I thank you for asking me.
Anna Winserina is going to be absent next, but we will certainly have you back again if you'd be so inclined.
Do I have to go now?
You have to go. I have to go too. I have to go pick up my car. You know what crazy thing about my car?
What?
So I noticed the other day that the fan was running a lot. You know, the fan motor was running a lot. And on Wednesday I noticed it. And then on Thursday night, the engine light came on and I took it to the dealership on Friday morning. And I told him, I said, I think it's probably the thermostat, the fan's running a lot, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, that sounds what it could be. And then I had to bring it back today. And then they just called me a little while ago before we started doing the show. And they said, all it needs is a new radiator hose. But they said, GM said, we don't have one in stock. And GM said it could take up to 2 weeks to get a radiator hose sent to them. And so they're going to give me a rental car for 2 weeks because they don't have a freaking hose.
You could handcraft a radiator hose.
I could fly up to
in less time.
Detroit and buy one right out of the
What the
manufacturer
hell?
and get back here in the same day for less than what it's going to cost them to rent me a car for 2 weeks.
This is a
It's a
GM
GM
product?
car, yeah.
I had a Wrangler for 10 years.
That's a Jeep.
Yes.
Yeah.
GM, right?
No, Jeep.
That's Chrysler.
Yeah, Chrysler's Solaris.
Had 45,000 miles on it in 10 years.
Don't
I
get
never
us in
drive.
trouble here.
And on my way home one day from someplace, it's going like this.
Oh, yeah?
And Jeeps are famous for this.
Yeah, yeah.
They keep their value though.
Yeah.
45,000 miles, it threw a rod and it was garbage.
Wow.
So I hope you have better luck.
Yeah, well, I've been happy with my GMs, but
Yeah?
I just thought this was, it's just like a quirky little thing. Like, we don't have a radio. They probably could go down to Advanced Auto Parts and buy a hose. It's not a GM product, but
Right.
the dealership is only going to
Right.
put GM products in GM cars at the dealership.
Is this a warranty thing?
Yeah, it's a warranty thing.
I see.
But still, 2 weeks to get a little radiator hose?
Gotta respect the warranty though.
Yeah, well, hey, they're giving me a free car.
Nice.
Nice.
You
huh?
know what it is?
No, I don't. I'll probably be some beat
You
up.
want mine? I'm
beat
not
up
using it.
Toyota or something. I won't like it. But
I've got a
whatever.
Mini Cooper convertible.
I don't think I could fit in that.
You're tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a convertible.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
You know,
All right. Well,
depending upon the weather.
if the
it might
if whatever junk they
accommodate.
give me doesn't work out, I might come see you. Well, thanks for being here today.
Oh, thanks again.
Every story shared
Adds another heartbeat to Tampa Bay.
from courage to community.
We're proud to tell you the stories that keep our neighborhood strong.
Thanks for watching The Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.